Hello, fellow geeks. I am Cora, and today we're going to explore Frieren Beyond's Journey and Witch Hat Atelier, and the reason people have been comparing these two so much, and if there is actually a truly winner here. Well, let's see. I'll be honest with you guys here, okay? But don't come after me just yet. Just wait. When I first started watching these two anime, I couldn't shake the feeling that they were almost telling me maybe the same thing. I mean, both have beautiful fantasy worlds, both explore magic, and both have a teacher guiding a younger generation. But don't you guys have to come after me just yet, right? When you really step back and you really focus on what the stories are trying to tell you, you realize that they're answering two different questions. And what I mean by that is, for example, we have Frieren. Frieren, she's an elf, so she has lived over 1,000 years. She has reached a level of knowledge and power that no one could ever imagine. She's at a point of her life where she's not really looking at becoming more powerful or maybe someone important in the society. She's just trying to appreciate more the slower life. While in Witch at Atelier, we're following Coco, who is a child, and of course, she's looking forward to her future and looking forward to learn more about the world around her, especially more about the world of magic. So she's excited and curious. So here we have a character that we'll call it a grandma. She have enough experience in her life. While in Witch at Atelier, we have Coco that is a child and is just starting out her life now. And these two perspectives changes everything in the anime. Now, as different as this anime are, there is one thing that they are very similar. Can you guess what it is? It's the feeling that they give out to the viewers. The feeling of comfort. You know, that feeling that makes you want to open a portal on your TV and just go through it and live in that world? Yeah, exactly. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Studio Ghibli. I've seen a lot of people comparing, especially with Witch Hat Atelier, because they give out that same feeling, that vibe, the animals, right? The food and the beautiful landscape. It gives out that comfort feeling when you're watching, that it just makes you want to be part of that world. And another thing that maybe a lot of people connected with this two anime is how they take their time to tell their story. Because when it comes to modern media nowadays, we have a lot of anime that it's always like the next achievement, next battle, next goal, and it moves so fast. And Frieren and Witch Hat Atelier gave us something different. It gives us that comfort feeling where you can just sit down and enjoy it and not have to feel anxious or anger because of a certain character, you know? And that's why I say that it's not really fair to say, like, oh, this one is better than the other. Because, of course, these two anime are going to be different. And that difference is what makes them unique. And for me to talk about this difference between these two anime, I want to start first talking about Frieren. So let's go. When I first started watching Frieren, I found it very interesting. Because, I mean, it starts where most fantasy stories would normally end, right? I mean, the Demon King has been defeated, the great adventure is over. It doesn't really show us the journey that led them to become heroes. Instead, the anime focus on showing us what happens next, specifically more for Frieren, of course. And as I mentioned, Frieren, she experienced time differently from humans. So this adventure to go after the Demon King was just a small phase in her life. While for the people at her party, specifically more the priest and Himmel, it meant so much more. Himmel even created his own diary about this adventure. But Frieren never really stopped to see how important that adventure was for her. And after losing Himmel, the hero that she traveled with, she started to realize something, that she spent so much time together with these people that she never really truly stopped to enjoy the moments that they spent together. And we see that throughout the anime as well when she visit villages and meet granddaughters and grandsons of people that she helped throughout this adventure. And she realized the entire generation has passed by and she has barely noticed. And that hits harder than any battle would, believe me. And maybe that's why Freeman's so emotional, because it's a story about time. It's about the value of moments before they become only memories. But now that we talked a little bit about Frieren, let's go and talk about WeChat Atelier. If Frieren is all about looking back, WeChat Atelier is about looking forward. Exactly. I don't even know if you guys are doing this together with me. Anyway, because here we're following Coco. And Coco is a child who is just starting out her life. So different from Frieren, she just doesn't know anything about the world yet. And that's what makes Coco's journey so special for me. Because it reminds us a little bit of when we were kids and discovering something for the first time. It's so special and it's so like, it just reminds you of your childhood as well. Now, another thing that I loved about Witchat Atelier is how they turn something so ordinary as a simple drawing or as a simple circle into a spell. I mean, I've never seen an anime doing that before. You guys let me know if there's one out there, but I think Witchat Atelier is the first. Because usually, like, yeah, you can draw on air or even paper, but most anime, the character need to have what they call mana. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Black Clover, Asta didn't have mana, couldn't couldn't use magic whatsoever. Or even this other anime that I forgot the name, the guy with the sword. He reminds me a little bit of Harry Potter. This one there, yeah, it's actually really good too. If you guys didn't watch it, and I loved how the spells they can also be something that you can use your creativity, because as much as you can also recreate spells that are already on the book, you can also create your own spells. And this whole concept connects a lot with the main characters of the anime, which are what? Children. And what do children do? They like to draw and use their creativity. And that's why I said that with Chat Atelier really captures the wonder of discovery. But now that we talked a little bit about the good stuffs about these two anime and the differences, we need to also talk about the dark side of the world. And what's the difference between both of them? So let's go. As much as Freeren's world is full of wonder and breathtaking landscapes, it's far from being a perfect place. One of the most impactful examples of this is the way that demons are portrayed. There is this one episode where this demon disguises itself as a child and starts calling out for help. It's very heartbreaking until you realize it's all a trap. And that's what makes demons so unsettling in Frieren. Isn't that they are evil just for being evil? Because that's something we already expect from demons. But it's that they are predators. And just like predators learn how to lure their prey, demons have learned how to imitate human emotions because they know that compassion is humanity's greatness weakness. And as Frieren explains in one of the episodes, they had learned how to touch human heart. They had learned the words that people wants to hear, the expressions that show compassion, and the gestures that makes them look trustworthy. And that changes the way you see this world for sure. Because if you think about it, one act of kindness of trying to help an innocent child can cost someone's life. Trusting someone can be dangerous. And of course, the problem doesn't stop just with demons. Throughout the episodes, we see villages being attacked by monsters, characters that are carrying scars of wars, and mages that are constantly getting ready for battle. Even the first class mage exam reflects this reality. It's not made to be easy. It's made to choose the few mages that are capable of surviving in this world where humanity is constantly fighting for its existence. And what Freedom is the story full of quiet moments and beautiful scenery, that peace exists because people are protecting that peace, or at least trying to protect it. And the darkness in Freeren's world isn't really hidden. Everyone is aware of it. Now, Witcher Atelier does something similar, but in a different way. So let's talk about that. Now, the same goes for Witcher Atelier, right? Because it seems to be such a perfect world. But behind this beautiful magic world lies a society built on secrets, rules, and control. Much of the knowledge surrounding magic is carefully guarded by this elite group of witches. So magic isn't something that you can just go and learn. It's knowledge that is being restricted for just a few people to wield it. And that's when the divide in society starts. And that might make Coco start questioning if that's actually the right decision. Because if magic is able to heal protect, and make people's life easy, then why just a few people are able to wield it? Yeah, and yeah, I get it. There is this one episode that Kifri explains to Coco the history behind magic and how there was a time that people knew how to wield it and it created wars. But that's when the anime leaves you to wonder, was that really the best choice to restrict this knowledge? Are the witches really being the heroes that they portray to be? Isn't there maybe corruption behind these people that wield all this power? Unlike Frieren, where the danger are visible, in Witch Hat Atelier, the danger lies in the society. It's a system that decides who gets to know the truth and who doesn't, who gets to have more knowledge, more power, who doesn't. And that's a very different kind of danger. Another interesting comparison that I wanted to make here as well is the relationship between the mentors and the students, because that changed a lot of the story as well and what we can expect that might happen throughout the story. So let's talk about it. But of course, we're going to start first with Frieren. So let's go. When Frieren comes to Firm's life, Firm already have some understanding about magic. She's just not that strong yet, of course, because at that time she was a child. So Frieren starts to teach her how to become stronger. And it connects a lot here with what we just talked about regarding the dark side of Fragrance World that she's very much aware of, and how mages needs to make sure they're gonna be able to survive out there. So it's the same idea. She wants to make sure Firm is powerful enough to be able to survive out there in case demons or monsters come across her path. But not only she's really teaching Firm how to survive the world, she's also, of course, teaching Firm how to take it in every moment, how to enjoy a slower life. And there's not really an exchange here. She's not really looking forward to get anything from Firm. She's just enjoying her presence, and Firm is also enjoying Freeman's presence. Now, with Witch Hat Atelier, things are a little bit different. So let's go and talk about that now. Kifri and Coco's journey, it started a little bit different. When Kifri meets Coco, she doesn't know anything about magic. And she shouldn't, actually. She's part of those people that should not know anything about magic. Remember what I talked about? Yeah. But circumstances happened, and Kifri saw that situation that she was in and took her under his wing to protect her from whatever she got herself into. So his role isn't just about being a teacher, it's also to protect her from whatever this world danger is. A world that she doesn't quite understand it yet. And as much as he's protecting her, he also wants to make sure he keeps her innocence. He wants her to learn magic and see beauty in this magic world and be able to explore and be able to make friends with his own students. He wants them to enjoy being kids. But at the same time, as much as he's protecting Coco and teaching her magic, he also sees her as someone that can help him get close to something that he's been trying to for quite some time, it seems. So there's a little bit of an exchange here when it comes to the relationship. Coco is being protected by Kifri, and Kifri is definitely using her in a way, not in a bad way, but he knows that keeping her close is gonna get him maybe close to what he's looking for. But unlike Frieren, Kifri doesn't really share the danger of the world with his students and Coco specifically. And he himself seems to be connected to something that we don't quite understand yet. And it looks like he has some unresolved past to deal with and some mysteries. Who knows? I don't know yet. I didn't read the manga too. So that makes their relationship much more layered because there's so much to uncover there. And maybe that's the biggest difference between these two anime is the relationship between the characters. One mentor is passing out her wisdom of a life already lived, and the other is guiding a student while also trying to find answers himself. Both relationships are very heartfelt, but they come from different places. And that difference is what shapes the journey that follows and what to expect in each anime. And after looking at both anime, I don't think there is actually a winner here because both of them are teaching us very important lessons. The stories asks us to slow down. Frieren reminds us to enjoy each moment. before it becomes a memory. In which at Atelier, it reminds us to keep our curiosity, keep being creative, but also be careful with the danger out there in the world. So now I'm curious, which one connected to you the most? Which one you like the most? And if you like this video, please consider subscribing and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.